That looks about right. Ooh. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Rebecca and on this channel I go through all things accounting, finance, Excel and investment related. So if you do like this kind of content then please do consider subscribing. But as always, I'm going to jump straight into today's video. So today is the 20th of January 2022 and I have been, as you know, studying towards the ICB. So recently I found out that I actually passed M8, so that's the final exam at level 3. And that's exciting in itself, but I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how that went and yeah, what the next steps are now. So it was all very interesting because obviously, as you know, the last sort of exams that I took were all online, and before that the exams I took were circa 5 or 6 years before, so I hadn't taken a single exam for a professional qualification since that time, so since I did my ACA. And M8 is a very remote invigilation exam, so what that means is that they watch you on screen and basically you've got to make sure that you only have certain things on your desk, etc. And me being me, that just causes me all kinds of anxiety, even though I've been doing this for so many years and taken I don't know how many exams by this point, but yeah, it even caused me to have anxiety for that one. But it went well. There was a couple of questions on there where I couldn't quite understand what they were asking, but I just powered through because I just think sometimes just take a step back and read the question twice and then answer once, as I was saying. I made sure that before the exam that I had everything that I needed. It was a funny exam because you can take it at any time within a 24-hour period once you've received the date that you're going to be sitting, and you've got to give them notice of when you do want to sit. So I could have taken it at 6 AM in the morning, but I decided that was daft because as you know, here we've got 2 dogs. So we've got Daisy and also Pepper, who like to jump around and bark first thing in the morning. So I thought, now let's leave, let's take them for the walk, etc. Made sure that they're settled. So I ended up actually doing the exam at 10 AM. So sat at about 10 AM and you've got 2 hours to do the exam. So I answered everything and then went back through everything again to make sure that I'd answered every question, because when I've taken a mock before I tend to jump between questions. I don't necessarily do them in a chronological order. So yeah, if you're new, just know that you can jump around a bit with the questions and then come back to the ones that you're not sure on or that you've left to last, but it's definitely worth clicking on the first screens and then clicking through to make sure you've not missed any, because I did miss some in one of my mocks, like you do. So yeah, received I think I received the pass mark, no, I think I received my exam mark only about 3 days after taking the exam, so it was a really quick turnaround. And yeah, I passed, so ended up with quite a high mark, so again I was really chuffed. I think the M8 pass mark is a little bit less than the other ones because you've got to get 85% in M2 all the way through to M7. So I think this one was only 70%. I'll double check that and put that on screen just here if I remember. But yeah, all went well. So from this point forward, I'm now officially an ICB member, so MICB, paid all my membership fees, etc. So if anyone's ever got any questions about the ICB, then you can always ask me and I'll put you in the right direction where possible. Similarly, if you've got any questions about the AAT, then I'm always here as well. So, next steps. So the channel this year, I'm going to have a lot more people on the podcast, so creating an official podcast listing so we can talk to individuals from different backgrounds and get a little bit more of a sense of what you can do after AAT or ICB or any other qualification. Similarly, what you can do if you want to go to uni and study accounting, and then go ahead and take ACCA or ACA or any of the others. So all of that's yet to come, so very exciting for this year. And also on the website I'm going to be putting up a few courses on there for anybody who wants to learn any more about specifics. So if they want examples and workbooks of prepayments, accruals, fixed assets, that sort of thing, then that's all going to be on there. So that's work in progress. So I've been working very hard to get all of this together for you. But as always, in the meantime, you know, if you've got any questions about what you want to do afterwards or any specific career questions, then feel free to pop those down in the comment section below. And yeah, if you want a general chat about ICB or anything else, then just let me know at any time. I will pop a link to the Facebook group in the comments section below, so that you can join there and contact me directly. But otherwise, I'm going to talk you through the next steps of this ICB journey. So now that I am ICB level 2 and level 3, and I should have 2 certificates coming for level 2 and level 3, there is options to then study level 4. So I did cover that a little bit in the last video, but I'll just pop those up on screen here. So what we've got is level 4 certificate in self-assessment, level 4 certificate in corporation tax, level 4 certificate in financial statements for small and micro businesses, and then as level 4 certificate in business insight. So you have to do 3 of those 4 in order to get a diploma at level 4. So it would be a diploma in advanced bookkeeping and accounting. So a level 4 diploma in advanced bookkeeping and accounting. So self-assessment tax is really for individuals where you're completing their self-assessment return. So it's individuals, it's personal tax. Level 4 certificate in corporation tax is business tax. So, you know, when you're doing business tax at level 4, it's quite similar. And then we've got certificate in financial statements for small and micro businesses. So where you've got businesses where you're preparing FRS 102 statements, financial statements, or you've got micro entity accounts, that's what that's aimed for. So if you're a bookkeeper hoping to do those accounts for those types of businesses, then this talks you through it, and obviously you've got to sit your exam, etc. So I think that these level 4 exams are very, very good for setting you up if you want to become a bookkeeper when you're in practice, and are also very similar to some of the exams that you want to take with the AAT at level 4, because there's a financial statements exam, there's business tax, there's personal tax, as I've mentioned. So they're all very much linked, and if you're somebody who wants to do the AAT and then also do the ICB, then there are exemptions that you can claim, so you don't necessarily have to do all of level 2 or all of level 3, but there's certain criteria if you go on the exemptions page that you can go through to check if you can gain exemptions. But I think that the main differences between the ICB and AAT is that the ICB is very much structured towards somebody who wants to open up their own practice. So if you want to work in practice for somebody, then it seems that the AAT is more sort of geared towards that. There is a lot of crossover between the two from what I've seen, and I know the AAT syllabus has changed since I sat it, but there is a lot of crossover. So both, if you're looking to do either or and, I'd recommend both ICB and AAT to anybody wanting to get into accounting and finance. And I'd say that both give you that very good foundational knowledge to get going. In terms of price, I'd say both are very similar. The exams themselves were of a similar price to those booking for AAT, so around the £65 to £80 mark. The books, again, are of a similar price. If you go onto the shop, you can see there that the books, you get a workbook and enhanced book as well. But again, at the same price with the AAT as to the ICB, or the very, very close £10, give or take, either way. The only difference is that with the ICB, a lot of it is online. So in terms of the actual exams, you can take them online. AAT, in some cases, you've got to go into a centre to undertake those exams. But that, again, has changed slightly recently because of everything that's happened. So, again, there is a whole lot of similarity between taking exams with the AAT and ICB. So I hope you found all of that useful. Do consider subscribing as always. Give the video a thumbs up if you did like it. And yeah, I'll catch you at the next one.